Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be learning how to solve percent problems by cross multiplying. And really what we want to do with understanding percentages is we want to connect back to what we know about fractions. And we know that a fraction is a part to whole comparison and a percentage is a fraction, but it's a part to whole comparison where the whole amount is 100 or there's 100 pieces in the amount. And so if we have equivalent ratios, we can look at the relationship of percent over 100 to part over a whole amount, and we can make sense of that using cross multiplication. So this is one of the strategies you can use to solve percent problems. If you want to learn more and take a look at some other strategies, go ahead and check out the lesson that I've linked below, and we take a deeper dive into looking at those multiple approaches for solving percent problems. Today we're going to do a few practice problems together, and then make sure you stick around till the end so you can try our bonus problem. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, we are solving percent problems. We're going to use these sets of equivalent ratios to solve for the unknown amount. And remember that ratios are fractions, right? A ratio is a comparison between two amounts, and a fraction is a part to whole comparison, and then a percentage is a comparison of part to a whole amount that's 100. So they're all fractions, okay? And we're looking at two equivalent fractions here, okay? So 21, let's read the problem again. 21 is what percent of 70? So we're looking for to identify our unknown amount here is the percent. We don't know what the percentage is. So again, let's look at these two fractions that we have set up equal to each other. So remember that all percents are part to whole comparisons, where it is the part that you get out of the whole amount is always 100. So our denominator, when we write fractions, when we write percents as fractions, the denominator is always 100. Okay, and all fractions that are percents, the part is the percentage, okay, the part out of 100. So the numerator tells you what the percentage is. And for this problem, we don't know what the percent is. So that is going to be x. So we have x over 100 equals, and then here we have, remember, another fraction. A fraction is a part to whole comparison. What's the part that you get out of the whole amount? And these keywords kind of help us to identify the part is out of is giving us the key indicator that it's the whole amount. So our whole amount of 70, what is the part? If 21 is part of what you get out of 70, okay, that's how we're going to set up that relationship here. So the part that you get is 21 out of 70. Oops, not 71, 70. Okay, so we have 21 over 70 equals x over 100. And then now we can cross multiply, which means you're going to look up cross the equal sign and multiply the two terms that are across from each other. So 70 times x gives us 70x, and then this equals 100 times 21, and 100 times 21 is 2,100. Okay, and then when I solve for x to undo multiplication, I would divide. That's the reverse inverse operation. 70 divided by 70 gives me 1, and 1 times x gives me x. So x equals 2,100 divided by 70. So I know that 10 divided by 10 is 1, and both of those zeros are representing a placeholder in the tens in the ones place value for 10. Okay, 210 divided by 7. I know that 21 divided by 7 is 3. So 210 is 10 times bigger. 10 times bigger than 3 is 30. So my answer is 30. Okay, 30%. Okay, 21 is 30% of 70. All right, let's do number 2. So it says 16 is what percent of 64? And so we know here we're highlighting our keywords is over of. So of is 64, 16 is what percent of 64? So we also, when we reread it again, what percent is what we're looking for. Percentages are fractions where it's the percent over 100. So, and actually I want to write the 100 in the box. It's just reminding you it's a percent over 100, and we don't know what it is, so that's going to be x. And then the problem tells us everything else. 16 is the part that you get out of the total amount, the whole amount. The 100% of the amount is 64. And so we have 16 over 64. And we're going to solve by doing cross multiplication. So I'm going to just solve it first by multiplying with the numbers we have here, and then I'm going to show you how much easier it is if you simplify before you multiply. If we cross multiply, x times 64 gives us 64 times x, which is 64x, and then that equals 16 times 100 is 1600. Okay, and then I would divide by 64 on both sides. Now, if you don't simplify before you multiply, that's fine. Your numbers are just bigger, and sometimes it takes a little longer, or you can't do mental math as well with the big numbers. And so 64 does not go into 1, it does not go into 16, but it goes into 162 times. 2 times 8, 4 is 8, and then 2 times 6 is 12. Okay, 160 minus 28 is 32. Okay, 64 doesn't fit into 32, so I drop in my 0. 64 goes into 320, 5 times evenly. 5 times 4 is 20, carry the 2. 5 times 6 is 30, plus 2 is 32. So my answer, x equals 25. So 25% is what it's representing, because remember, that's what we were solving for. What is the percentage? So my answer is 25%, and now I'm just going to show you in blue here real quick if I simplified first. Okay, so that's why all your teachers have you simplify fractions. 16 over 45. Oh, hey, I know my factors of 8, and these are both divisible by 8. So remember, creating equivalent ratios, if you multiply by the same number or divide by the same number, it maintains its equivalency. So you're not really changing its value, because 8 divided by 8 is 1, and any number divided by 1 equals itself. So 16 divided by 8 gives us 2, and then 64 divided by 8, we know that 8 times 8 is 64. And then I see here, hey, I can simplify again. They're both divisible by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 8 divided by 2 is 4, so 1/4. And then I would be doing the math. I'm going to do it up here. X over 100 equals 1/4. Then I would cross simplify. 100 equals 4x, and I know, hopefully, mental math, that 100 divided by 4 is 25. So our answer is 25%. Okay, let's have you go ahead and try number 4 here. What is 45% of 60? Make sure to leave your answer in the comments below. Today we learned how to solve percent problems by cross multiplying. And if you're looking for some more practice, those practice problems we did today come straight out of our Summer Before 7th Grade Math Workbook. So if you'd like a copy of your own, go ahead and check that link in the description. Thanks for learning with me today, and we'll see you on the next lesson.